Hi, in this video I'm going to give you a quick overview of Audacity, which is a free open source audio editing / creation software. I'm going to give you a quick view of some of the features of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to record some sound. If you look at this image of a microphone here, there's a drop down which will be the list of inputs you can choose. I'm going to use the microphone that I'm using for this screencast there, but if you've installed anything else it should show up in that list. And then I'm just going to click on the record button here. And as you can see, the sound wave is being produced as I talk, going up and down. And if you want to stop recording at any point, you just click stop. So if I just scroll that up a little bit, you can use these controls to go back to the start of your clip and preview it. And as you can see, the sound wave is being produced as I talk, going up and down. And if you want to stop recording at any point, you just click stop. Now obviously I've got that that yawn in the middle, which is obviously not what I would really want in that. So what I can do is use one of the features of Audacity to cut that out. Now if I replay that again, and as you can see, the sound wave is being produced as I talk, going up and down. And if you want to stop recording at any point, you just click stop. So you can see that the yawn was in amongst this area here. So what you do is you just do like I did then, you just left click and drag across, and then use this button up here which says cut to cut it out. And as you can see, it's taken it out and just sewn put the two bits together so there was no gap. So if I replay that now, it should sound better. As you can see, the sound wave is being produced as I talk, going up and down. And if you want to stop recording at any point, you just click stop. As you can see, that's a lot better. If you wanted to look closer at the waveform, just so it makes it a little bit easier to decide where to cut, you can use these controls here. They will zoom closer in, also zoom further out, but we're going to leave it like that. So for this next bit, I'm going to show you another couple of features. I'm going to add in a background sound, a music track, sorry. So if you go to File and then Import, you can import any MP3s or any files that you already have, WAVs, whatever the format. So click Audio. Alright, and this is the sample music within Windows, so I'm just going to choose that one. Just wait for the progress bar to finish. There we go. Now you can see this is the sound wave for the music track, and that's the sound wave for my original speech. So as you can see, the music track is an awful lot longer than the speech. So if you highlight the area that's the same length, it does kind of auto snap to the edge of things above it if you want it to. And then if I click on the button here that says trim, it trims the bottom track to be the same length as my top track. Now obviously it's quite squished up at the minute because I'm zoomed right out. So if I zoom in, not out, and there you go. I'll zoom out reverse fraction. Then if I go back and play this, right, I'll stop that because you can hear that the audio, the music track, sorry, is far too loud. So what you can use this little slider here to adjust the overall volume of the track. So I'm going to drop it down a fair bit. Let's try that. As you can see, the sound wave is being produced as I talk, going up and down. And if you want to stop recording at any point, you just click stop. That's a bit more manageable. I can hear myself speaking, but I think I might drop it a little bit more. Maybe down to about 20. One of the other things you can do is you can also silence sections of track. So say for example I want to silence this bit when I'm talking at the end. So if I go like that and drag across there, if I click on this button here that says silence, you'll notice that the waveforms become a straight line. So if I click back now and then click on play, as you can see, the sound wave is being produced as I talk, going up and down. And if you want to stop recording at any point, you just click stop. So as you can see and hear, the music didn't play during this section. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save the project. When you save a project in Audacity, it saves the file just for Audacity, so when you reopen it you get to this point again. But it won't. It's not actually a sound form at that point. But if you want to save the project as, gives you a little As to say, it even says you're saving an Audacity project. If you want to create an audio file for other programs, use the export. So I'm going to save that as test. I'm going to overwrite that one. It won't seem to let me overwrite, so I'll do it as a new project. Click on save. So if I click on new on that one, just a second, close that. So now that's it's a blank one. So if I file open test2, you'll see we're back where we started. If you want to export it as an MP3, you need to download a separate MP3 encoder because of licensing reasons. There isn't one that comes with Audacity as standard. So if I just bring you onto their help pages here, they talk about the lame MP3 encoder. Now if you download this and install this, it's completely free. It will give you the ability to export it as an MP3 file. The instructions are here. I'll put a link to this page in the description and maybe at the end of the video as well, hopefully. But yeah, it will take you to this page here, which doesn't look the most professional, but it is the right one. Just make sure you don't click any of these big things that say download because they're adverts. You just want to click this link for Windows or this link for Mac. But all the information that you need is on the help page that I showed you a minute ago. Oh, I should just click back, sorry. But like I say, there will be a link to this in the description as well as hopefully at the end. Right, once you have the lame MP3 encoder installed, you can export it as an MP3. So if you click on File and go to Export, there are a lot of options. Some of these are available before you have the lame MP3 encoder, but if you want to do an MP3, this one wouldn't be. I'll click on MP3. I'll call it test2 and I'll click Save. Now what it's done here is it's brought through the metadata from the music track I imported, which is obviously not what I want. So you can clear this, and you can put the artist name as yourself if you want, album title, track number. You can fill as much of this in as you want. It will just affect how it is displayed in media players. And you click OK. And it says your tracks will be mixed down to 2 stereo files, which means if you pull it back into Audacity, you'd only have the 2 tracks, the 1 stereo track, not the 2 tracks that you had before. Click OK. That's done very quickly. So what I'll do now is I will find that file. As you can see, it's got the metadata I put in there. So if I double click on that, it should pop up and play. There we go. And there you go, that's how you export to MP3 and how you do some of the basic functions within Audacity. I'd recommend checking out their help files on their site, which I'll also put a link to in the description if you want to know how to do any more of the advanced features within Audacity. But it can be very useful if you do have audio to edit. It's quite a powerful tool for a free tool. But just have a play around with it. Thank you.